A new starting point. In the previous chapter, we talked about transitioning to a new level of self. What does this mean? Since our topic is reality management, and the necessary condition for that is the ability to manage oneself and one's attention, we can say that this ability is directly proportional to the degree of our awakening and awareness. After all, it's clear that a movie character is incapable of and doesn't even think about managing their life. They just live according to the script. I would divide the degree of awakening into 3 levels. Level 1. Awakening in a dream. If I understand that I am dreaming, the dream becomes lucid. A lucid dream can be controlled. Level 2. Awakening in the waking dream. As soon as I pay attention to what my attention is focused on and take control of it, I wake up in the waking dream. I enter the state of presence. In this state, I can command my attention, direct it purposefully where needed, and therefore shape my reality and control events. Level 3. Awakening in the spirit. If presence is managing attention as a function, then the state of spirit is when I am attention itself. I have finally awakened and returned to my original self. This is an entrance to a new level of everything: perception, thought, action, self-management, and reality control. Acting from the state of spirit and shaping reality from the spirit is the most effective practice. There is also an intermediate level, level 1.1, classical transurfing. If I am aware that my world is filled with everything I focus my attention on, then by using techniques to focus attention, I can shape my reality and achieve my goals. But this is still managing the dream within the dream. For example, you can run slides while still being in the waking dream state. It works, but not very efficiently. In the state of presence, according to Tofty, I truly wake up in reality and can directly control the unfolding frame of events. When I enter presence, my attention shifts into the space of variations, where a specific sector can be directly materialized. From there, this is done far more effectively than from here, the material world. That is why I call transurfing the elementary school and Tofty the advanced school. Sometimes people say, transurfing works for me, but Tofty's braid techniques don't. First of all, if you truly mastered the braid, it should work, as it's an interface to the external intention. Secondly, did you enter presence before attempting the braid? Likely you forgot. Tofty's techniques are laid out in algorithms for a reason. They must be followed. So, in transurfing you can manage reality, but only somewhat and indirectly. In Tofty's techniques, you can shape reality directly and precisely, down to specific events. If we talk about awakening in the spirit, then relative to what are we awakening? In a dream, the starting point is known. It's waking life, from which we fell asleep, and to which we can return. In waking life, it's unknown. We don't remember from which past life we entered this one. And so, the state of spirit, if we enter it, serves as that very starting point from which we regain the ability to soberly assess what is happening both in reality and within us. The only thing left is to learn how to enter this state. Previously, it was mentioned that not everyone succeeded in this. For example, there were reviews like, "Interesting, but what does it mean to be attention itself? I don't experience the sensations described, just a feeling of tension in the body." As already stated, to be in presence means to see where your attention is and to keep it under control. It's like watching from a guard tower where your attention wanders and what it's occupied with. In the book The Priestess at Fat, there is a concept called the witness. Here's a fragment from it. This is attention over attention itself, a kind of superstructure. The witness can track what the attention is focused on, where it's located, inside, in thoughts, or outside, in the surrounding reality. Ordinary people's witness is almost always asleep, so they don't notice where their attention is immersed. For the seers, the slightest shift in space immediately awakens the witness and pulls attention out from the immersion zone, back into the center of awareness. I see myself, and I see reality. Your attention either belongs to the movie you're playing a character in, or to you as the owner. If you're the owner, you awaken inside the movie and can act freely, by your own will. So, the witness is a lookout on a tower, but not the owner. It's the function of observation. You become the owner when you enter presence, that is, when your witness activates. But you, who are you really? Just the owner? Tofty says your pure self is your attention and nothing else. Everything else is layers. To become the owner and control your functionality does not yet mean becoming your true self. To return to your original point, you must become attention itself, merged with the watchtower. At this point, you don't observe your attention. You observe AS attention. This is more than just presence and ownership. When I am attention itself, this is the gathering into oneself. From this point of gathering into yourself, you can see and ACT being an element of the fractal of universal consciousness. And this is powerful because in this state, you merge with the force itself. So how do you gather yourself? Let's finish with intellectual explanations. We're nearly done. There are two common expressions. Gather your thoughts, to concentrate. Gather your spirit, to summon courage, resolve. But easier said than done. To actually do it, we'll use specific techniques that came through the Tofty channel as promised. But they need to be practiced, not just read or understood. Today, we'll look at the simplest one.